Hey everybody, it's Garrett. I'm going to be talking about the Lego Icons newest set, the Blacktron Renegade, which is a callback to a classic space theme. And it's a fun build and definitely a great callback to the classic space series. So we'll talk about some of the design details, see the comparison to the original, and well, just see if we're going to enjoy this set. Let's get into it. So this is set 10355, and it's going to go for about $100. It's 1,151 pieces, comes with 3 minifigures, 1 droid, or robot, I guess, since robots was the callback to the original space series, and it'll come out on January 1st. It's part of the Icons line because that's what they did with the other classic spaceship, which I'll probably bring up a few times in this discussion. Blacktron is one of the great themes of the classic space line. It came out in 1987 and then continued in 1988. And then little bits and pieces of callbacks, as well as one set just last year. So let's talk about the box here. The box has the yellow border line that they've done for a lot of other things. The color scheme is going to be black and yellow because, well, that is Tron. That is Blacktron, is black and yellow. It does have this little feature that I noticed before that it has 1 to 2 people can build this. So if you have different instructions, I don't know if they come with 2 booklets, you can build at the same time. And then it has the spacecraft on it and the Blacktron logo with kind of the shadowing or 1980s style of artwork to it. If we look at the back of the box here, it has the overall ship again with its rover separate. And then the bottom corners, you can see that there's a way to separate and modify the ship, the overall details of the rover, and an alternate build, which we'll talk about. But the sizing looks to be about the same as the classic spaceship that we got in at 2022. So that is a cool callback to having similar styles and similar designs, because in this set came out in 1987 was the original at 6954, the Blacktron Renegade. And it was 313 pieces at $30 at the time, so this is a little bit bigger to it. It does have a rover and it does have a similar design build to it. Now, when we look at the actual ship, it is in black and yellow. Surprise! Blacktron, that is the color scheme to it. It has the 3 minifigures, which we'll talk about, our little robot. But the biggest thing I see is the cockpit is in trans yellow. The trans yellow is something that a lot of people have been looking forward to because, well, that's the classic style of it. And the cockpit is in trans yellow. The trans yellow came out in the old classic spaceship that they came out with in 2022. And then the rover has a similar style to it in that trans yellow, which is just what they did before. The clear cockpit it's nice, but the yellow is really cool to it. The overall section, as you can see in the middle, is missing because that's where the rover will go. Is a really cool mechanism, which we'll talk about here. Then on either end, either side, it's got wings, and then the back, it's got the thrusters to it. And the front section here in the right or left, whichever way you want to think about it, is 2 blasters, I guess. I don't know if they actually shoot, but they are something of the, you know, they're going out in space. They got to have some defenses to them. The 3 minifigures are just completely black. Black helmet, black visor, black pants, black midriff, and the black oxygen packs on the back. It does have a silvery design to the front, the classic style of space suits that they had for the old series. Just a little bit of a redesign to them. The rover itself is just a 4-wheeled rover. It's got the black and yellow to it. It has a 1 minifigure cockpit, which if you see the minifigure, does have just the classic smiling face to it. And our little robot, which is the same design as what we got in the classic space line. And he has a little magnet and or metal detector. I said magnet detector before. It's not that. And looks like a kind of rifle, or probably not a rifle, probably a recording. And the cockpit is in that cool trans yellow to it. And then there's also 2 other little ships. There are 2 little drones that go on either ends of the wing. This is similar to what the classic spaceship did. And what I like is that it has the 3 yellow triangles, which if you put them all together make a larger triangle, which is the symbol for Blacktron. So that's cool. It adds the detailing instead of just stickers on either end. You can have these as the little droids. There's alternate builds as well. You can build 2 walkers. Then the walkers are just 2-legged things that you can change out the cockpits to it from the rover and the main ship. And that's alternate builds are always fun. I never actually do them because I just like the main model, but that's okay. Some people like to build those as well. Now, the overall ship is segmented. It's got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 pieces to it. And the overall connections go through the main point or hub, I guess you could call it, with the cockpit, the weapons area, the 2 thrusters, the rocket, excuse me, the rover, and the 2 drones. So you can switch it up a little bit here. Each section is the same hexagonal shape, which is another thing that is really cool to add another set to it. Back in the day, they had the Invader, which was set 6894, and this one was remade back in 2023 with the Blacktron Cruiser as a gift with purchase. What's nice is it's also segmented, so you can take each of the segments and add them onto the ship and make it bigger and different designs to it, maybe dual cockpits, but they did a really good job of having those standard hexagon shapes to continue building it together. The last time we saw other than that set was the collectible minifigure had a mutant style of Blacktron where it has half alien, half Blacktron character to it. And then, yeah, this is our recent one. I love the rover because, as you can see here, it does have like a drop down mechanism where you click it and it looks like it will release drop down. So it must have a section where it can clip in pretty strong. I would love to see this because I need something like that in a lot of my builds. Hopefully, if you drop it from a decent height, it won't break into 1,000 pieces. But at 1,151 pieces, I think it's a great deal at $100. This is the same as what the classic spaceship was, and they do go on discount, so you might see it in like a year going on discount for it. But if you're a Blacktron fan or classic space theme, this is something that I think would be great for the collection. I have the spaceship on my right, and on my left, it's got a space for this up at the top there. So we're going to have that put up there to be displayed as well. This will come out January 1st. Make sure to like this video if you want other people to come see it. And are you going to buy it on day one? I'm not sure I will personally. It's definitely going to be on the purchase list, but a little bit later for sure. Make sure you subscribe so you can also keep up on all the latest LEGO news. Follow the Back to Break podcast, and you can see all my fun builds that I like to do from time to time. All right, guys, catch you later.